Welcome to Reflections, a program where we discuss values and virtues for the transformation of the individual and the society in general. I am Father George Ehusani, and I have a guest with me in the studio. She's Pastor Bunmi Onilude.
Yes.
Onilude.
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 The owner of the power has come.
Okay, Pastor Bunmi, we are welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome to Terra, and to this program. I want us to discuss gender-based violence, sexual and gender-based violence, what's going on in our society, what kind of manifestations of it in where you are coming from, and what can the church do, and what can you as a pastor do in your church, and what can you, using your church, what can you do in the environment so that the environment of Badagry, where you come from, we can eliminate this menace in our society. But let's begin with what is the situation of things with regards to gender-based violence where you are coming from?
Oh, thank you so much. It's a pleasure being in the studio with you, Father. And it's a great privilege for me returning back to Terra. This is something I'm grateful to God for. Yeah, I'm from Badagry. Precisely, I live in a border community close to the border of Benin.
Semi-border?
Owode border.
Owode, okay.
Owode Akpa border. And Nigeria. And the peculiarity of the border community is the high level of violence. Yeah, because the people living in that space, most of them, they are not human. And even the government, the military officials, what's it called? The customs. The immigration,
customs, immigration, NDLA,
even the NDLA, the police,
all the agencies,
you know, they are resident there. But they actually meant to prevent the issue of SGBV in that space. But it's alarming that those that are actually supposed to enforce the law, they are the perpetrators
of gender-based violence,
SGBV within that community on daily basis. I see young people that travel into Benin Republic and come out of Benin Republic, and majority of them are being molested. We have cases of agencies, these law enforcement agencies, assaulting women on the road. Yeah, on the road. Some of them, they even go to the point of, I want to cross my good. We know smuggling is evil. And in the bid, thinking that they want to help them to cross their good,
they sexually violate them.
They exhaust them of money and all that. Now,
sexually exploit them
monetarily, and at times even abuse them physically. They beat some of these women up. You meet women on the road, they are begging and all kind of ill and violence against women.
So that's why you are saying that a lot of people, they are not human.
Yeah, they are not human, because I don't think human beings that are created in the image of God, and especially those law enforcement agencies that are supposed to bring order to the community, I don't think they are human, because if they are human, they will not be.
This is a very serious, serious indictment. I mean, that law enforcement agents, customs, NDLEA, police, immigration, civil defense, and SSS, the various agencies that are at the border, in border towns, and are supposed to help maintain order.
They are the anti-law.
Anti-law. Yeah. They are the ones that are perpetuating a lot of violence.
Exactly, sir.
Well, I mean, the country should hear this, Nigerians should hear this, the authorities should hear this, so that there can be some supervision over what they do in those border towns.
Exactly.
Are you saying that if the authorities watch this program and they come to Owode
Akpa border, is evidence.
Owode Akpa border. Yeah. You mean they are going to be able to confirm this?
They will confirm this, because there are illegal checking points across those borders, multiple checkpoints across those borders that are not even authorized by the government. And so, because I believe strongly, because they are not being checked, and so they take law into their hand. So I believe somebody will hear this and it will get to the right quarter, and they can actually come in there and verify.
Now, now that you have been equipped, yourself and your church members have been equipped by Terra to fight this menace, I am hoping that you are going to go back equipped to do more, to expose this, because this project is for you to prevent gender-based violence happening, to prevent sexual abuse and so on. So I hope you are acquiring enough from Terra to go back to reduce to the minimum these abuses you are talking about.
Yes, one of the things that Terra has been able to do for me and for my team is to put in our hand right tools to fight against SGBV. Coming to Terra, I got to know about FAP Act, and I know now that there are provisions
in our laws.
In our laws, there are provisions even within the Constitution of Nigeria to fight against SGBV. A lot of women on the South community don't even know their right. And because they don't know their right, they become victims of SGBV. Now, with the right tools that I've gotten and we have gotten from Terra, we're going to go back and equip, sensitize, educate, and empower our community on their rights. And with the right backing from various agencies, feeder, we know the right reporting mechanism in place, whereby when there are issues, women, not just women, those underserved children, and even the boy children in our community. Now, we're going to go back and step down on everything that we've been equipped with from Terra.
Because knowledge is power.
I'm telling you, even for me, one of the best things that has happened to me coming to Terra, I came last year and I'm back here, is that no, a person that is educated is liberated.
Yes.
And I know so well that we're going to go back and step down, believing God and trusting that we will get collaboration with
other
agencies and stakeholders in the community, and there will be liberation in our community.
So an educated person is a liberated person.
Exactly.
Our education should be functional. You see, we have a lot of schools and colleges and universities in this country, but that our education should be such that when people go through trainings, it should make them new people. It should strengthen them, not only to help themselves to be liberated, but to stretch out their hands to help other people to be liberated.
As Mr. One of the things that happened to us with the team that came with me from Badagry is the fact that Terra is not teaching numerals and letters. No, it's not. But we are being equipped with the truth, practical skills, that when we implement, I tell you, the whole world, our community, will become a safe space. The church become the driver of ending SGBV. We really become the light that we are. You know, Jesus said we are the light of the world. Yes. But you must know how to be the light of the world. And that's what Terra has done for us. There's an awakening, there's an enlightenment, and there is this deposit that we cannot just contain. You know, we're going to go back and shine the light.
Praise the Lord. Grateful. I mean, the point is that all of us are supposed to be beacons of light, where people will come and shine their own light from the torch that we are holding. Exactly. So, having said that, charity begins at home, they say. So what strategies are you putting together? I know you people, your team, the team from your church, you are working on your plans, action plans. Yes. What strategies are you putting together to begin from your church? Because you will only be as impactful in the society after you yourselves in your church, everybody has bought into it and you are taking certain measures, then together you now move into the society and make impact. So what are those kind of measures? Yes,
one of the things that we have agreed on and we're going to implement when we get back home. You know, one of the classes we were open to those harmful acts against women. Mm-hmm. In my community that I came from, women are not entitled to own land. And that even happened in the church. Yeah. Some Egun tribe women, their daughters are not entitled to own property. And of course, we work as missionary among the Ogun tribe, and we still have their men in the church. Implies that their women are denied of having access to landed property. And so we're going to go back and we're going to begin an advocacy and sensitization program telling from our church that the same right that a son has, the same right.
Are you saying that a woman that has money to go and buy land is denied the land?
She can't buy the land. You don't try it. If you try it, they will not tell you that they will kill you. The day you open it up to your husband that you have a certain amount of money that is huge enough to buy land, that woman will be dashed a kind of sickness, and all the money will be wasted on nursing sickness. So there's going to be a whole lot of brain rewiring, starting from our church, such that that as a woman, you have right to own property, and as a man, the husband of the house, that your wife have a level of liberty to live her life and to pick her life. I also discovered that in our church, some women don't even have bank accounts. They don't. Everything you talk, everything is
maybe they have it as a joint account with their husband.
They don't even. Maybe they have it as joint account. But one of the truths that I've...
Meaning they are signatories to the account.
They are not signatory anything, sir. They are not signatory.
So where do they keep their money?
It's the husband that keeps the money. It's the husband that has the final say. So whatever you need, anything, you go to your husband and he gives you what he feels.
If you do some trade and earn some money?
You don't save. They don't save. Maybe some of them keep it under their pillow, such way.
So it means you have work to do.
A whole lot of work we have to do back home there. Hoping that God will help us.
And a lot of this work will have to be done with men, I hope you know.
Of course.
Because it is not the victimized woman that is going to do the work. You have to do a lot of work with men. Raise their awareness to the fact that if their women are liberated, they are further liberated. If their women are empowered, they are further empowered, right?
Yeah. The beautiful thing that happened for this core two of this Center of Excellence is the fact that when I got the letter, I was also told that the pastor of the church should come alongside. Yes. And fortunately, the set man of the church happened to be my husband. So we are on this journey together. So this is not a feminist move, because there could be this notion that it's a feminist move. So no, it's not a feminist move. So we both were trained and armed with the tools to go back and step down on all that we've learned here. And we trust that there will be transformation in our community.
Tell me, what kind of measures will you take concrete in your church? You have just mentioned women buying land and owning land. What are other things that you will do to educate your people so that the men in your church and the men in the immediate community can begin to change behavior? Do you have one or two that you can mention?
One of the things that we're going to step down is the place of equal rights, that we both are creatures of God and created in his image. There's this patriarch mindset everywhere that I am a man, I am the God, and women are treated as properties. Now, of course, we've taught that. But with what we learned here, we're going to go back home. It's not just going to be men, women. There's going to be a family empowerment where men and women and even children, boys and girls, will be part of the training, a whole lot of rewiring of their brain. Like you said, when the daughter in the house and when the mommies in the house have a level of liberation, no, it's better off for the entire family. And we can raise a wholesome family. And in turn, every blocks of those families make up the community. And so if we have awesome family in the church, automatically we pass it down to the community.
And are there things you can do with the schools, the primary schools, the secondary schools in the area? Because you see, a lot of young people, they get these wrong ideas very early in life. They watch their parents and then they copy them. Now, But then, if they are taught something in school, if you can you have programs where you involve teachers in the school?
The beautiful thing that happened to us as missionary in that unreached community that we serve is the fact that we live among the unreached people group, and it's so easy for us. We also have a mission school that serves our community that is owned by us.
Good.
So it's so easy for us to step down on the truth that we've learned. Of course, some of these things we've been doing. Now, do it much more with the understanding that we are not in this alone. And now we are going to do a whole lot of transformation. I share a story. I met a boy in the community. I think that boy was around 8 years old. And I just walked past him, himself and his friend. They were talking, and the boy said, when I grow up, I'll be beating my wife the way my dad used to beat my mommy. And so for that kind of a boy, he's already damaged. And so there's need for a whole lot of transformation. And so what we're going to be doing moving forward is, even from the KG classes, there's going to be awareness of human dignity. There's going to be positivity, masculinity that we're going to be teaching the boys and even the girls. A lot of girls, even from the childhood in my community, they see themselves as
second class.
Second class. So the boys should talk.
So through the school, through your engagement in nursery and primary school, children will be taught positive masculinity.
Yes.
So that the girls know their equal dignity as children of God, and the boys know their equal dignity with the girls.
Exactly.
And they grow up with that. So that in spite of perhaps negative influence they get at home, if the church counteracts it, the school counteracts it, then it will begin to, something will begin to happen.
Exactly.
So it means that you are going to use the school,
yes,
nursery school, primary school, to begin to teach positive masculinity to the children.
Exactly.
So that the boy child knows that the girl child is my equal. We are equally loved by God. We are created in the image of God. Then the girl child also knows that this boy child and I are of equal dignity before God.
Exactly, sir.
Because, so that whatever bad example some of them would have gotten
from the home front, if
they get it counteracted in the church and in the school, then we'll be getting somewhere.
Exactly. And moving forward, we started off last year when I came to Terra, and we're going to multiply that effort. Is a project that we initiated, Zero Violence Act Education. We engaging public secondary schools, and we are in partnership with Education District 5, Abuja in Lagos State, the education district that governs the public schools in our community. And we are stepping it down to teach, equip, and empower teenagers on understanding what red flag is all about, what is their right, and empower them to speak up in case of assault. Yes. You know, these young people and need to know that what is boundary. They must understand the place of consent. Yes. They must also understand when to say no. We're teaching them positive touch and touches that can corrupt them, and giving them capacity and assurance that in case of any form of violence or violation, you know the right,
you know where to
channel,
go, you know
who
number
to call. You know, we have our emergency number available when we go to such secondary school for them to quickly reach out to us.
So zero tolerance for abuse.
Yes.
And then there are numbers that they can call.
They can call.
Wonderful.
In case of
and from secondary school age, they should know that they especially the female children, should know what are the red flags.
Exactly.
What are the signals that something is about to happen, so that we prevent this. Then you are also discussing during your training workshop, you're also discussing measures you can take within the church. What are some of those measures that you can take within the church that eventually will help the entire society?
One of the things that was not there before that we're going to implement now is front desk, officer, that in case of any issue of abuse, there is somebody that can be alerted
So
immediately.
there's a phone number
There is a phone number
somebody can call.
that somebody can call. That immediately we're going to implement when we get back to school. Then we also going to, like I said, the family unit, where the girl child, in case whether from school, from community, or even from the home front, if there is a case of presumed assault, suspected assault,
Yes.
you know, in particular, I'm going to go back and make sure that the children could access me freely enough, because there's this air that comes around pastor's wife and they are not accessible, children cannot come to them. Now, knowing that this is a mandate that we've been given, we're not going to allow our children to be exposed to us
be at risk.
So they know that if anything happen in school, if anything happen in the community, even if it's within the home front, you can be sure that you can come to Mommy B, and Mommy B will.
And if they can, some of those young people can text, they don't need to reach you all the time, but at least a text can be sent to you.
A text may not work where I live, because these children, they don't have access to phones.
So how are they going to reach you then?
The children don't have access to phone.
So how are they going to reach you?
I live within them. I live within the community.
For them to come.
So they can actually come.
They can
actually come. So I'm resolving to make myself
more available,
reachable, touchable, and accessible.
Wonderful.
Unlike before.
That would be great. I mean, if they can actually reach you, that would be great. But also, I mean, you did say that you have a phone number.
Yeah, for those secondary school,
yes,
for those senior ones, undergraduate, and the parents.
Now, what are the kind of sanctions you will put in place for people who are members of your church and they are suspected of becoming abusers? What kind of sanctions are you
Number one, if you are in leadership, you know that you can't go against the principle and the conduct of zero tolerance. So, in case we hear, he that cannot rule his body is not worthy to be a leader.
So, your church as a church, zero tolerance
to sexual abuse.
Not to talk of if anybody is in leadership in your church.
No.
If
you can't be an elder and be practitioner of evil, you can't come near it. You can't come near it. So we know that if such, and of course we're going back home now, and we're going to make it known to them. There is nothing like sweeping under carpet, because in the past, I handled a case in a church, not our church, but within the community, of a girl that confided. She actually confided in me that her father was touching her, and in the bid to step into the case and go through the normal legal rule, it was the mother that came kneeling and crying, "Please don't open it up. Don't let the name of our family."
But did you succeed in stopping the abuse?
We stopped the abuse. But what I'm saying is, you see, in the past, they would rather keep it and sweep it under the carpet, or keep the name of the family at the detriment of their daughters. But now we're going to go back and step it down and let them know anyone that sin will be judged, and nobody is above the law. We're going to work in hand with the normal legal law enforcement agency henceforth.
I'm glad to hear that. That is to say, Pastor Bunmi is saying that back in their church, when she goes back, there will be zero tolerance for any form of abuse, because if anybody is guilty of such abuse, then you don't qualify to be in the leadership of the church. And if she hears of any story of any abuse, it will be investigated, and whoever is guilty will be taken through the law. Now, so wonderful. I wish you success, because the church is the light of the society.
Exactly.
The Lord calls us Christians. You are the light of the world.
Exactly.
So in your community of Owode
Akpa, precisely Agbojedo village.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that community, I am believing that you are taking the light there. You are going to be shining the light there.
By God's
and
grace.
in a few years, we want to hear that there's a massive reduction in all the areas, in all the elements of sexual and gender-based violence that was, including the one you have reported about law enforcement agents at the border towns that are perpetrators.
Yes.
I am hoping that the authorities are going to take this very seriously.
Exactly.
And monitor what those law enforcement agents are doing.
Exactly.
The people who live in the border towns should not be victims of
SGBV,
gender and sexual-based violence simply because they are in those places.
Exactly. Exactly.
If proper sanctions are applied for any law enforcement agent that is caught in this, and you people can work hard to ensure that the authorities receive report. And if they don't act on it, then you contact us.
Exactly.
So that we will make sure that the reports get to the proper quarters. I've been speaking with Pastor Bunmi. What do you say is your son?
Bunmi Onilude.
Onilude. The one that owns Abuja has arrived. Onilude, the one that owns the town, has arrived. So, and she's a pastor of the church is
Hope
Awake
Outreach Ministry.
From Badagry. And it's been wonderful speaking with you, and God bless you as you go back to walk against all forms of sexual and gender-based violence.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me at the studio today. Thank you, Lord Sarah.
Thank you.
Thanks for your investment in us.
Thank you.
We will return.
Thank you.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.